Hello and welcome to What the Football. Sorry, I almost poked you in the face. How's it going, everyone? Here on India Post Live, we're talking all about the World Cup as usual. It has begun. We've seen Brazil in action already, and it was fun, to say the least. Today we've got Chaitanya, as always, with me in the studio, and we've got Nikhil, our Google Hangout joke man. He's got some lined up today, I'm sure. Right. First of all, guys, let's go straight, before we get into the football, we'll go to the opening ceremony of the World Cup, which has...
I don't want to revisit that. Let's not go
we
there.
were going to show you these clips and all this stuff about, you know, all the stuff that happened, but when we watched it, we realized this was the only thing worth showing to you guys. This picture of our dear friend Pitbull.
Mr. 305.
Mr. 305, the man who, yep, looks like Voldemort. I don't know what they were doing in this opening ceremony. There were a lot of jokes online. Apparently, they're big fans of The Bug's Life, whoever planned
And that's a bad plastic surgery right there.
Yes.
With the nose. That's a bad nose job.
What was he doing? I mean, his pants were like, they were like,
let's just say they
like he was ready for a flood
abruptly
or something.
ended his pants.
Indeedy. J-Lo, on the other hand, well, like you were saying, J-Lo was rapping and Pitbull was singing, and neither can do the other. So, I mean, wonder what they were doing. Not to take anything away from the song, because it is pretty catchy and it does have the vibe, but that opening show was a bit odd.
Trees with broccolis, and there were Iron Man costumes.
There was a really bad Iron Man costume. It was like the worst movie costumes ever. There was Iron Man, there was the March of the Ents from Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, you know? So that was an interesting start. Of course, we couldn't even hear what they were singing as well. Nikhil, opening ceremony. Any funny moments that stuck out besides the whole thing?
You know what? I actually thought the opening ceremony was actually nice.
Which one were you watching? Were you watching the 2010 one? Because Shakira really killed that.
Yes, indeed.
Although I must say, the opening ceremony was a brilliant opening ceremony if you were drinking.
Ah, there you go. They look like me on a Saturday night in costume. Awesome. Well, I mean, to be fair,
he did look like Voldemort.
He does look like Voldemort.
I was waiting for Harry Potter to bust out, but I see he's sitting next to you.
Nice. It took me a second to get that one. Anywho, right, besides that, I mean, it was cool. We had a lot of, you know, a taste of Brazil and all the flavors. The what's that Brazilian martial arts. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But, of course, the presentation all was a bit off. So let's just get to the match itself. That was definitely better.
That was a good start to the World Cup. Well, a farcical start in terms of refereeing, but a good game altogether. Very fast.
And a record-breaking start, mind you, with the first own goal being scored. Not how Brazil planned to put the ball in the back of the net from the get-go, but that's what happened nonetheless. Overall, that game, Brazil was technically super sound.
Yeah,
touches were brilliant. You saw that Dani Alves bringing it down from that long ball.
Oh, that was a brilliant touch. And in Brazil's defense, they promised goals. They scored all of them. So
yes, but
Croatia did not score a goal.
This is also true, but not to take away from the Croats, because they were looking like they didn't get the ball much, but when they did, they seemed to be, you know, they seemed to have a plan. They were on it. Luka Modric, Nikhil, was he as effective as he could have been?
No, I don't think Luka had much say in the game. I mean, he tried to control a lot of the midfield, but when they needed to be defensive, Luka was nowhere to be seen.
But I think it was a very good coronation for Ivan Rakitic, who completely justifies his tag playing for Barcelona. Had a brilliant game. His long balls remind me of Paul Scholes in his heyday. His across the field balls were absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely true. And Olic as well proves that age is no issue anymore.
Very surprising. Thrown out on the left wing, and he really held his own.
Put it down. Apparently, this thing of putting slow people on the left wing seems to be
really working. Yeah.
The ball came across dead center. That's what set up our initial goal. So that was pretty good. Modric not so effective. The man who was super effective, and guys, it is not Neymar, despite scoring two goals out of the three.
And we see a smile on him. Look at the Chelsea fan.
Yes, the Chelsea fan.
Beaming from ear to ear.
You know who we're going to say. It's Oscar, obviously. Please boast and praise Oscar's performance, because it is boast and praise worthy.
And well, I guess it's a good fitting to
again,
show him that.
Stunned in silence. We can't make. Anyway, that's Oscar tweeting in, thanking all the fans for the support. This goal was for my wife and daughter, and what a goal it was. That boy kept the ball at his feet in the tightest of situations. He wiggled and weaved out of everything he could have.
A lot of people, that goal. What they did not notice was before the goal, both of Neymar's goals were supplied by Oscar. The assist to Fred, which he fell, and again what you spoke of, battling away through the Croatian midfield and supplying that ball to Neymar, which resulted in the
completely
equalizing goal.
If you took Oscar out of the situation, it is set up for perhaps a Croat win. Given that the own goal stands, because Oscar had nothing to do with that, but Oscar had everything to do with the rest of the goals. So you take him out of the equation. I think he likes wearing that number 11 jersey. Him and Neymar have actually, for club and country, they swapped their numbers over, which is
and it was totally an Oscar-winning performance.
It was an Oscar-winning performance from Brazil.
Look at the smile on Nikhil back on Google Hangout with us. He can't stop.
Has he got his voice back? Can we hear him yet?
Yeah.
Yes. Stand-up things from Oscar.
He did all the right things. In fact, I think, for me, he was man of the match only because he was much stronger in possession than Neymar. Neymar got a couple of goals.
Absolutely.
But if you actually see it, he scuffed his first shot, so it was lucky. And then the penalty, I had never seen such a poorly taken penalty.
I mean, I was surprised the keeper didn't pull that one out. He did get his hands to it.
A lot of his hands on it.
And it wasn't, I mean, okay, fine, we can say this now because we're watching, but it wasn't the most powerful shot I've ever seen. It came up the side of the foot. It wasn't a driven shot. So fine. What I wanted to show you guys though before we started this, and I actually forgot, was a little clip that we brought in from Brazil for you guys of the Croatian fans before they knew they were going to lose. Getting a little excited, poor fellas. Just take a look at this. There's some good atmosphere going down there in Brazil.
Oh, it's a beautiful country. I think it's gonna be a hard game. It's a very important game for Brazil and from Croatia. But I think Croatia will win. And I think Brazil and Croatia are going in the second round.
So he was wrong.
One half of it, he was wrong in one half of it that Croatia will win. I think he's still very right when he says Brazil and Croatia will.
Bro Asia, what's up? What's up, Bro Asia?
Speaking of bro, did you notice a Croatian midfielder's name was actually Brozovic? So he's always got your back because
Brozovic. Hey. The referee, however, didn't seem to have Croatia's back at all. There was that penalty incident for Nikhil. For you, a penalty or not?
That was never a penalty.
Never a penalty.
It looked as though Fred was trying to balance backwards and did something out of Swan Lake really badly. But then again, Brazil plan B, dive and hope to get a penalty.
Not something that we wanted to see in the first game. I mean, despite the scoreline, I still wasn't convinced that it was a convincing win.
Flatters to deceive the scoreline, doesn't it? And you had very, very, very opposite reactions from the managers post the game, wherein Luis Felipe Scolari goes out and says, I saw it 10 times and I still think it's a penalty. On the other hand, the Croatia manager Niko Kovac went ahead and said that if that was a penalty, we should stop playing football. There is no point of referees in football if that is considered a penalty. I think he was absolutely right.
And it wasn't the only bad decision, let's say, in that
string of bad. There should have been 2 red cards according to me. One for Neymar, one for Marcelo. Both blatant elbows. You say you're looking at the ball, but replays clearly showed that they were looking at Marcelo, and Neymar were looking at their people who were backing them up, and they were blatant elbows.
And there was a disallowed goal also for Croatia at a very important period in the game, which also the foul leading up to it, not necessarily.
Again, I never saw a foul there.
I didn't see it.
The only thing the referee actually did well was spray the line with the vanishing spray.
Guys, we got to see the vanishing spray being used, which was pretty cool. And mind you, too, I can't remember who it was who, I think it was Rakitic only, who stayed behind the line, jumped up and headed that ball away out of the wall. So well done to him by staying in the rules and staying within the lines, literally.
We also have a tweet, don't we, from Marcelo and Modric.
Yes, indeed, right. So basically, despite losing, He went to his Real Madrid buddy. Luka Modric went to Marcelo. They, of course, played together at Madrid. And then he tweeted this photo congratulating his buddy. There they are. He looks a bit weird with that short hair, huh? Do you think this is some sort of tactic so people can't spot him on the pitch as a key player?
I think
or
it's
is it just not
because,
getting confused
because
with,
even we couldn't spot Luka Modric yesterday.
Yeah, it was a shame. I was looking for the number 10, but of course their jerseys it's all red and white, and it's difficult to pick out from there.
And a lot of times when one of my mates was watching the game last night, mistook Rakitic for Modric with his long hair.
Exactly.
So
Maybe that was the other thing. You don't want two people passing to the wrong guy from your own team as well. Any other points from that match, Nikhil, that is going to sit in your mind? How was that overall as an opening game of the World Cup? Definitely one of the highest scoring ones we've seen.
It was one of the better opening games. I mean, you got goals and stuff, but refereeing decisions kind of killed the game at certain periods where the game was getting really exciting. You had Luka, who cut his hair. Now is like Samson, seems to have lost all of his strength.
Oh.
I mean, overall, it was a good game, but it seemed more like a schoolyard game than an actual World Cup game.
True say, true say. That atmosphere, however, was nothing like any school I've ever seen. That was fantastic. That stadium erupted every time there was something either going or not going their way. I feel bad for the Croats because what do you do?
They were overwhelmed, but they held their own. But they did hold their own. And the stats prove it, don't you? You have done some hard work on the team stats.
Yes, we have got some team stats to pull up and show you guys. Let's take a look at that on the screenage.
Again, Brazil came out with 14 shots on target. That's a lot.
10 shots that they managed to get away from the Croatian side as well, which is a lot, saying the Brazilian defense weren't actually all that convincing as well. David Luiz still not justifying that £50 million price tag. Shots on target all there. Fouls, that's a lot more than I thought it would be at 21 for the Croats. And surprisingly enough, Brazil pick up the 2 yellow cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of them could have been red again.
Yeah.
They could have been down to 10 men. Things would have been very different had Neymar been sent off.
Yes.
But as it stands, with 7 corners and 4 saves, Brazil wrapped up the job pretty nicely. My prediction came through.
Your prediction came absolutely
Pat
true.
on the back.
Pat on the back for you, sir.
Thank you.
Well done, well done.
Thank you.
Right, well, that's the stats for you guys there. We've also got, of course, the Brazilians having a great time winning their opening game in Brazil in their backyard. Let's take a look at some more atmosphere down from our reporter in Brazil who sent us some lovely footage. Was that woman on a loop, or is she just crazy? Brazil! Awesome. Well, we've got some trivia coming your way again to do with this, a match that just played, and Chaitanya, that's on you for a What the Fact for the day.
Again, the pin-up boy of this World Cup, Neymar, did not disappoint the hosts. First player to score 2 goals on his World Cup debut. I had to check this twice because I forgot this is Neymar's first World Cup. Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look it at all.
Ever so comfortable in that Brazil jersey. And as you can see, the last time that happened, David Villa set some records straight against Ukraine in the 2006 World Cup with his debut, and he still carries on in 2014.
Indeedy, and we will see some of David Villa. Well, perhaps not starting, but
you will see a lot of David
Villa. I will
Villa.
see. As you can see, I've got the Spain jersey on today. He's already had his victory. I'm looking for mine today. They're, of course, playing the Dutch, and we will get to that shortly. But first, a little bit of news. There's not much going around the wires today beyond what's been happening. Sanya's been signed by City. That's all happened, so let's not touch on that. That's all club news. But Ronaldo is looking very sad because he walked off the training pitch with an ice pack on his knee and some tears in his eyes.
Well, the witch doctor claim seems to be gaining some kind of friction because he cut his training short, was in light training, did not train properly with the rest of the squad, received the most rousing reception when he stepped onto the training ground with the entire Portugal support right behind him. But he's, again, like a lot of star players in a race against time to be fit for the opener. He might not even be fit for the opener. So that's something we'll have to look forward to as the days go by.
And I'm sure Ronaldo, with his movie coming up, doesn't want to miss any of those shots for the B-roll. So, right. We got a little bit of stuff that you guys, we'd like to find out what your opinion is about all this, what you thought of this first exciting game in the 2014 World Cup. Do tweet in at India Post Live using the hashtag WTFootball and India Post Live, and any other hashtags that you find hashtagable worthy. It's a mouthful. Right, and of course we do have the contest, which you can also play. Check that out on our website, indiapostlive.com, when you're on a trip to Brazil.
There are too many contests. Make sure to get into every one of them because the prizes.
We do. The prizes are going to be interesting, and we will be letting you know. They're going to be anything from jerseys to footballs to who knows what. It's all going to be a surprise. We will let you know what happens as and when it does. Right. On to our preview of the matches coming up, and we've got about 12 minutes to go through these previews because the match is at 9:30. Of course, we are providing you alternate pre-game coverage for these games. So straight on to Cameroon versus Mexico. Let's take a look. That's going to be Samuel Eto'o and Alex Song holding up their end, and on the other end you've got no Chicharito starting, as even though he's there on our photo.
Well, I guess with him being the highest scorer for Mexico, I think you expect him, like Manchester United, at his Manchester United days, to come off the bench and do something magical for his team.
He's also claimed. I mean, he's with some quotes of him on the internet where he said he wants to get out of this reputation of being
a super sub.
Yeah. Nick Hill, what's your take on Chicharito? Try and be neutral about this. Can he handle a full start?
I honestly think that the good player. He's always been the coward.
But can he handle a full start? Because that's been his main criticism.
I feel he can. I mean, he's played so many full games when United have struggled looking for a striker. So why couldn't he obviously start? I mean, if you can start Marquez, who's 35, can't you start Chicharito?
Could this be to do something with the physical element that Cameroon brings to the side? That because Chicharito isn't, he's a little Chicharito, so
he's a little pea, isn't he?
He's a little pea. So,
but again, I think he's right at the point that Chicharito can handle a 90-minute game, but he can handle it better so when he's in a Mexico shirt, because again, you see with these South American and Latin countries, they come on their own when they wear their own country's pride, their country's colours. It's a different ball game altogether. And he's right with Rafael Marquez leading the line because he is the captain, the most experienced head in the team. So I think he's also going to be crucial in the middle against Alex Song, who is for Cameroon. I think they're behind their midfield, their defensive, their sweeper. He's going to be doing a lot of things tonight.
Absolutely. Apart,
you have living proof that a striker can play well into their 60s in Samuel Eto'o.
Again, following his manager's words and calling him old again. No respect for his own club.
Very loyal.
Recruit.
This is typical Chelsea nonsense. Anywho. Not so much nonsense, but Eto'o in a Cameroon shirt again might be another animal. However, for Cameroon, besides these two big names at the big clubs, who else should we tell the fans to watch out for?
I think there are a lot of 20, 21-year-olds with Jan Ogoba. Again, a very fast player across the left. I don't know whether he'll start or not, but we've heard good things. I've seen good things about him on Scout Nation. Again. So I think the Cameroon team is generally fast, and with Samuel Eto'o leading the line, you can expect goals because although they lack that creative element in that, but I don't think Mexico will provide a stern test for their creativity anyway.
Right.
So
which is funny enough because Mexico's always had the reputation for being a footballing nation and doing skills and tricks, but they've never actually excelled that far on the contemporary international stage.
I still think it's going to be a draw.
It's going to be a draw. Let's get some predictions down here. I'm going to write these predictions so I can remember and tease you about them.
I remember mine from yesterday.
Yes, I know, because you were right.
Thank you.
I was wrong, but I was only being dark horse. Nick Hill, predictions from you. Cameroon, Mexico, what's the score going to be?
I think in South America, you have to go with Mexico.
All right. Score?
Probably a 2-1.
2-1 to Mexico. Chaitanya?
I'm going to go with the draw. I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. 1-1.
1-1.
Samuel Eto'o and Chicharito to score.
All right, Samuel Eto'o and Chicha to score. Well, fantastic. Right, so we went for Mexico, a 1 draw, and I will again play dark horse. I should stop going last because I end up
right? You should start going first.
I should start going first. Well, I'm going to take Cameroon anyway and go with a 1-0.
You're making it a dull match for everyone at 9:30.
I'm making it a dull match because yesterday I tried to make it an exciting one and Croatia still lost, so whatever. And I think it will be Samuel Eto'o who does score because they're going to be looking to feed him with everything that they can. On to our next game and the biggest game of the matches tonight is Group B. Spain versus Netherlands. Woohoo for the Spain. As you can see, they're the former champions, like my little crest here says. That is going to be one hell of a match. Can we look at the lineups straight away? Let's get into that. Right, there's Spain for you. Costa is gonna be fit, so that is a great thing for Spain. And Fabregas is not starting. Or is this is this your prediction, or is Fabregas?
This is the team put out.
This is the teams put out. I was worried they're gonna be playing. They're gonna play the false 9. Yeah. And Fabregas is gonna take that central attacking role.
But I think you can't leave out Xabi Alonso because he's basically the engine room in front of Piqué and Ramos. And I think David Silva would do a better job with Fabregas because he's very light on his feet, always running around. Hard to pin him down because Fabregas, will have that area he'll work around it because Spain have a lot of people on the channel. So David Silva will do your small runs here and there, connect with Costa and Pedro on the way, with obviously Xavi and Iniesta supplying balls every second.
So if you have to pick a weak link or a weak zone somewhere in this squad, where would you put it? It's, I think, left back for me.
I was about to say the same thing, but again, surprising things have happened. Jordi Alba.
What does Nikhil have to say about that? Our selection of the weak link there. Do you know who we're referring to, Nikhil? Have we got the graphic up there? It is Azpilicueta. Fast.
He's the weak link?
Fast, but no, if you have to pick a weak link out of that team, it would be him, and we're not just saying that because it's Chelsea.
I think if you had to pick a weak link, I'd say the centre back.
He's going to be going up on that side against Arjen Robben.
Sorry?
He will be going head-to-head with Robben on that side of the flank.
Yeah.
So
it'll be a good testing ground for him. I honestly think that he needs to really test his mettle now. It's about time. But that being said, I still think that overall the Spain defense is not as strong as it has been in the past.
I think Gerard Piqué has dropped his game a little bit.
He's dropped his... Ever since he started dating Shakira, his game has slowly but surely dropped. But
then what else did we expect?
I mean, if I was dating Shakira,
you would not be
I'd be able to focus on the rest. But yeah, anyhow. Let's take a look at the Netherlands squad then, and then see if they've got any gaps in their place as well. With 30-1 odds to win, they are behind the majority of the pack. But it's a well-balanced team in terms of experience and youth.
I think depending on Spain's supply and passing, I think De Jong might take up De Guzman's role. Probably again provide that solidity behind that defense, that there are no through balls, possessions been taken care of. And speaking of Nigel de Jong, there was something very interesting that happened in 2010.
Yes, indeed. If we can take a little flashback to that, because Chaitanya found a really cool photo of this. Check this out. We've got some kung fu kicking. Oh no. Well, that's also a flashback. These guys are going to be, of course, key to the Netherlands campaign, but this is taken. Well, Robin still has his hair, so I don't know when the hell this is.
That's probably when he was 13 or 14, because we've seen him without hair since time immemorial, so you really don't know.
Schneider is the only one who's still pretty much... They've actually all just lost their hair, except for Van Persie, who's just dyed it white.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
He's gone with
and then speaking of Xavi, we still have... Yes. Adidas mocked up a good 2010 feature of him getting that kung fu kick and battered and bruised, ready for battle again, patched up, stitched up, ready for another encounter, part 2, because, well, as you can see, he's wounded, and the last time these two played each other was the World Cup final in 2010.
Yes,
that infamous Iniesta goal, which guided them to further trophies, and, well, there is history in the making for both managers, because Louis van Gaal has won every major honor there is except for the World Cup.
And so this is really the last sort of thing that he has to prove.
Because he's with him taking the Manchester United job, and Vicente Del Bosque, if he wins, according to you, who is your pick,
yes.
Not only do you get another star on your jersey,
has won every title that's been available to him,
will be the first coach in the history
Super Cup, Euro,
of FIFA
World Cup,
to defend the World Cup. No manager has ever done that.
Indeedy. So that is something to be checking out, how he's tactically going to handle it. Robin van Persie will be available apparently, despite being knocked over by a kite surfer, which made me laugh so much. But he will be out there, so all the Dutch fans, be happy that your striker is available.
Their striker, who is an all-time top scorer, mind you, for Netherlands. He has become the all-time top scorer, beating Marco van Basten.
Really?
So that's
I missed that one because I stopped caring.
Yes, you did.
So
many players you don't care about now.
And Alex Song is now one of them. Sorry, not Alex Song. Sanya is now one of them.
Sanya is one of them.
Casillas and Villa.
Casillas and Villa, most capped players.
Uber-capped players, yeah.
Most capped players, with Casillas again taking the armband for Spain. Again, that solidity between the sticks. And, well, everyone's on the wrong side of 30 for Spain. And Vicente Del Bosque was asked the exact same question leading up to this game. Has a very interesting take on it. Says they're not veterans, they're experienced players.
This is like what AC Milan said for the longest time before it started to go really, really bad.
and if you have experience like Xabi and Xavi, you really won't call them veterans, but experienced campaigners, because they know exactly how it's done. They've been there.
True say. And we've got Van Persie, who's certainly quite happy. He's given some comments on everything that's going on. He says, Spain have a fantastic team with players like Diego Costa and David De Gea, my teammate at Manchester United. And in my opinion, have the best team in the world. But we are also very good, so don't forget that and do not underestimate Holland. And that was fair, but not the nicest thing to say before the game, would you?
Well, he comes out in his team's defense and also says, according to me, in my opinion, Netherlands is the best team in the world, and why not? If you have that confidence of people around you, expect brilliant things to happen. And with Robin, Van Persie and Schneider, I think it's going to be goals galore for this game.
I just want to get back up that Holland formation for a second, please, because I wanted to touch on it a little bit more. We've got...
We've got Lens on the right, we've got Robin on the left. Jermaine Lens again will be a very, very surprising package for this World Cup. He's very fast. He's almost greased lightning. And again, Azpilicueta, even if he changes his flanks with Jordi Alba, will have a handful again with Jermaine Lens running down on him. So it's going to be a very fast game if this happens.
It's going to tie up. They're all going to tie up pretty well in there. I think that's us covered for Spain and Netherlands. There's so much surrounding this game that it's hard not to. But actually, the odds, what are the odds on this?
The odds on this are actually, in fact, extremely tight with, well, both of them tipped to be very, very 5-2 to 10-3. So it's almost down to the wire. A draw almost being favoured, but do you think it's going to be a draw since you said first up?
I don't think so. No, I'm very much going with Spain, and I'm going to go first this time as well. I am going to say it's not going to be a goalless on either side. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Spain.
2-1 to Spain. That's a bold call.
2-1 to Spain.
That's a bold call.
2-1 or 3-2. But I'll go with 2-1 to be safe.
Let's see if Nikhil agrees with you.
Nikhil.
I'm actually going to go with the Dutch win.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the 2-1 win. Only because I personally feel Spain are not going to be able to handle their attack in the back. And plus, Nigel de Jong has some more contracts out.
Asian 47 for Holland.
I think I second him when I say I think I share the same scoreline. Netherlands are going to clinch it. Robin van Persie to clinch it.
Robin van Persie to clinch it for this Manchester United supporter now on the Dutch side.
Keep saying no clubs. There is... Yeah, it falls on deaf ears.
You brought it up. We brought it up. The managers have said, Louis van Gaal has said, my team is ready. That is partly why I've chosen the system we're going with, but it also has a lot to do with losing certain players. The absence of a real left back in our team. So there's a defensive weakness on both sides. I've got a left back issue. I've searched the whole world for someone in that position, but I was not able to find one. basically those are the underlying reasons for going with this formation which he's gone with, which should be interesting to see. Now we've got the likes of Pedro and David Silva who are going to be exploiting those issues. So let's see what happens with
because
that.
I think what works for Netherlands here is their left back Daley Blind actually doubles up as a CDM. So they might stick with a 5-3-2 in defense and a 3-4-3 in attack with Daley Blind joining in. And he's a very smart manager.
And Daley Blind has been showing, you showed me some great videos of this guy. He's coming along as quite a talent.
Very rarely do you see a left back being crowned a player's player of the year. He was the Ajax's player of the year.
Exactly.
So, and you're being the Ajax player of the year, you come with a lot of promise and potential.
He's got Dennis Bergkamp's training, so I'm sure he's all taken care of over there. Right, we've got one last match to jump to because the other match is probably kicking off anytime soon, and that is, of course, Australia and Chile. Not much to go over here because Australia is a team that's not got the faces that we're used to remembering anymore.
That's the only one we
That is the only
remember.
one, and he is... oh no, sorry. It's going to be that's Sanchez on the other side, who's going to be the main man.
Arturo Vidal.
Vidal is also there.
Sanchez.
Schwarzer was Australia's only other fellow, but he, of course, has been not selected. So nothing for Nikhil to say there.
Yep.
But I do believe Arturo Vidal is not starting today.
He's apparently won the race to start. So it depends on the coach whether he wants to risk him in the first game or not. But it'll be a big blow if he doesn't. But there has been news that he is fit to face. So let's see how they take care of it. Do stay up to watch that game and let me know if Arturo Vidal started or not.
That is, of course, the latest.
Anyway, don't have a job.
That is, of course, the latest in the day. Guys, we're super tight on time. We're going to have to cut it there. But we need predictions quickly for Australia, Chile, starting with Nikhil.
Again, South American team in South America. You're going 2-0 to Chile.
2-0 to Chile.
Same. It's the second score.
Chile.
You're stealing score lines from me, Nikhil.
I'm going to go ahead and pick Australia for this because physically they might also have it. It's not so cold in Australia as well, so I don't see why they can't manage that climate themselves. I'm going to go with a 2-0 to Australia then.
Whoa!
Yes, 2-0 to Australia.
You better write that down.
If they suppress Sanchez, I can't see them providing from many other places. Right, well that is that for this episode of What the Football. We'll of course be back on Monday this time with all that action. We'll be running through Monday to Saturday every single day to bring you all the action from this 2014 World Cup. Do, as I said, tweet in with your reactions. We've got the contest going on. We'd love to see whatever you think is funny. You've got some funny jokes. Send it using the hashtag WTFunny, What the Funny. You got some funny Instagrams and all. Send that in as well. WT Football is our main hashtag, and at India Post Live is where we are hanging on Twitter. Right then, from us in the studio, it is good night, and thank you, Nikhil, as always, for joining us and entertaining us with your Chelsea laughs and jokes and what have you. Enjoy the games, guys. We're going to be watching Spain versus Netherlands with great anticipation. Can't wait for that. Right then, take care and enjoy the football.